All right, Shalom. This is Abadai from GMS 10-07, GMS Abad, GMS Rai. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Salakia. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Singing salutation to all you sincere brothers out there that are constantly pushing this word into the sincerity. I also want to say peace and blessing to all the sincere sisters that are constantly learning in quietness, meekness, and sincerity. And peace and blessing to the children of the hopeful elect as well. Now, I basically want to go in on Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is the time that you should fear and also rejoice, okay? And I'm going to basically go into why you should fear and rejoice, because the fear, as Scripture said, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing according to the Scriptures, yes, the Most High will deal with you in a way of a heathen, so to say. All right, the Most High will not treat you like a son. But if you're doing those things which are written therein, and and you being diligent and you being sincere with it, the Heavenly Father will have mercy on you. And those are the things that we have to understand when it comes to Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is mainly to test the faith of the elect, but to punish the 2/3 of our people. All right. So the 144,000 and 1/3, we should fear the Lord because we know who He is. Okay. And we should also rejoice because He's coming back to save us. But 2/3, they don't fear nor rejoice. All right, so they're just blind to the fact that the Lord is going to come back and punish them. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39. I'm gonna start at 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So the sinners, they are turned into evil. Okay? Meaning that a godly man will appreciate the finer things in life. When I say the finer things to us are the basic necessities. Okay? Like the principal things of life. But to a sinner, they'll take that for granted and they can care less about it. Why? Because their mind is of this world. Their mind is carnal. Their mind is not thinking give me neither riches or neither poverty. All right? They're always trying to be on top or trying to get over on. Okay? And the Scripture says friendship with the world is enmity with the Lord. All right? Verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners, they are turned into evil. Now here's the point though. Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, and in time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So it's going to be appeasing to the angels to execute judgment upon the heathen nations and upon 2/3 of our people, and also upon those who are of the circumcision, who are falsely dividing the truth of the Lord. All right, who's not doing it sincerely. And those who also put their hand to the plow and now have turned out to be scoffers and scorners. All right. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Okay. Now we know, if you go to Malachi, the first chapter, within the first 4 verses, it tells you that Esau, who is the so-called white man, is the border of wickedness. If I'm leaving out of the state of Florida and I'm about to enter into Georgia, it will say now entering Georgia. It will say Georgia state line. That will be the border. If you look at the map, that will be the border of Georgia I will be entering in, meaning that will be the beginning. So the beginning of wickedness on earth came from the so-called white man. So vengeance is for them. But did not Jeremiah also say in the 5th chapter that he said, amongst my people I have found wicked men? So that goes for the nation of Israel as well. All right. So all these things, the famine, the sword, the destruction, all of that is for the wicked of our people. Which is why in the video I said Jacob's trouble, fear and rejoice. We fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushua because we know the evil he could bring upon us, okay? Which is why we give glory unto him, which is why we keep doing the work, which is why we go out and warn our people. But we rejoice because we know after that war, that spiritual war and that physical war, we're going to get the kingdom of heaven forever. But understand that all these atrocities that are going to come, we're going to be mainly for the 2/3, man. Yes, you may have some mortars, but it's a beautiful thing to understand. And even the Lord said, if I'm not mistaken, precious in the sight of him is the death of his saints, all right? Which is spoken about in the book of Psalms, okay? It's Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, it said he shall be saved out of it. And when it says Jacob, it's talking about the elect. It's talking about those who the Most High had delight in. The 144,000, the 1/3 of you who actually do believe, okay? So Jacob's trouble is going to come, but Jacob's going to be saved out of it. Which goes back to, which goes back to the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter. Bear with me real quick. All right. Now we're going to find out who's going to be saved out of it, okay? This is on Revelation, the 7th chapter. And the first verse. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And that blow is basically will be the destruction that's going to pass over the earth. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Okay. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So the Lord said, you will not bring the destruction, you will not bring the famine, you will not bring the sword until you seal my servants, which would be what? 144,000 men out of each tribe. All right. Now let's go into the part where it speaks about the 1/3 also being salvaged as well. I'm gonna, if you read through verse 5 all the way through the 8th verse, it speaks about those 12 tribes. I'm finna jump down a little bit. Verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number. Now if he said 144,000, but then it said, lo and behold, there's a great multitude that you can't number, it has to be more than 144,000 there. That's going to be where the 1/3 is going to be as well, all right? After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and psalms in their hands. Okay, now that goes back to us being spread into the 4 corners of the earth. If you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64 and 68, the Lord said he was going to spread us to the 4 winds, all right, on ships. So you're going to have some Israelites that may look like Bruce Lee. You may have some Israelites that may look like a so-called Jew, a Jewish man. You may have some Israelites, they may look like they're Hawaiian, all right? A prime example, like The Rock. His father's a Jake, but his mother, I believe she's like from the Philippines, or Polynesian, if I'm not mistaken. But the whole point of the matter is 1/3 is mainly going to consist of those. It's going to consist of those who believe, mainly women and children, though. All right, there will be some men in there, but the salvation is coming for 1/3, and coming for the 144,000 men. All right. Now, this is why you should rejoice. Yes, you should fear the Lord, but also you should rejoice as well. All right. I'm going into Isaiah chapter 33. Because 2/3 of our people, man, they have no idea what's coming, man. That's why the scripture said it's a fearful thing to fall to the hands of the Lord, man. Brother Nakat in Miami always sending videos of Northern Kingdom, ruthless. All the movies you see with people getting their heads chopped off and skinned alive and beaten with a dull knife on their neck, yo, that stuff is real, man. It's all on Instagram. That stuff is real, and that's finna come to America pretty soon, man. All right? It's finna come to America pretty soon. That's why the scripture says it's a fearful thing to fall to the hands of the Lord, man. All right? Because once you're in his grab, there's none that can save you. It's a done deal. You know, it's been one, like they say up north. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. This is the fear we're supposed to have. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. And our fear is the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding. All right? Knowing that the name of Yahweh Bashim Abishai is the name of the power that's going to save us. And giving glory and reverence to that power is what's going to actually help us get through this. By giving fervent prayer, all right? By fasting, by keeping the high holy days, and by actually believing, okay? You don't want to be like Peter, if I'm not mistaken, Peter, who was walking out on the water, and then he started to doubt and started sinking into the water, man. All right? You want to believe that you're going to get those powers in that day. You want to believe that the food being stored up is going to be for the elect in that day, all right? The Lord said that they shall hunger, but my servants shall eat, man. You have to believe that you're going to be at one of the 144,000. Because he said his servants will be the 12,000 men out of each tribe, man, okay? And when you go into that word, you go back to Isaiah 33 in verse 6, when it says stability, that word stability, go back to the Hebrew word amawan, which means faith. So our fear of the Lord, our wisdom, and our knowledge of him shall be our faith in that time, okay? That's why I say we supposed to, and it's going to be our treasures. Set up our treasures up in heaven, man, all right? Because that's why salvation is going to come from heaven, not by any tool that man makes here on earth. Our salvation is going to come from up above on high. Right here, Romans. Feel like it not. Yeah. Romans 13:11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right. So now this is the time for us to. It's time for us to shine our light. This is time for us to stay sober, meaning that it's not time for you to slack off. Like the elders say, don't lighten up, tighten up, man. You know, this is the time for you. This is the time for you to be more focused on prayer and be more focused on faith and watching the prophecies, man. That's it. Yo, the elders been doing it for 30 plus years, man. If a fool can't get that the Lord don't love everybody, to hell with them. All right. For those who do believe, you may go into the subject. But other than that, man, the Most High, the Elder Apostle Hart said some time ago, he said he truly believed that the elected is sealed. But at the same time, though, we still got to go out and do the work. This net neutrality thing is coming about, man. It's getting closer and closer to the famine of the word coming, man. So now, this is the time for you, man, for you to build yourself up in the faith, all right? It's time for you to reinforce your sword. And your sword is the Bible. It's time for you to reinforce your shield, and that shield is your faith, man, all right? Reinforce your helmet, which is your salvation, man, and gird yourself gird your loins with truth. Now, this is the time that we're living in right now, okay? But nonetheless, though, I pray that you edify through this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Like I always say, man, ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Shalom.